Good start from the outside for Vlasic. Not a surprise to see that. Craig Vlasic jumps out to an early lead. It's Vlasic from Hare, then Cuse, Roussel, moving his way forward through the field as well as Mason Anderson. He's already up into the 5th spot after starting shotgun on the field. First lap goes to Craig Vlasic. Into 1 and 2, Vlasic still ahead of Kenny Hare. Cuse doing a good job trying to battle with the 5K. That's Sean Cuse tonight in the 7B out of Beamsville. He's moved his way forward 3 spots after starting 6th in this field. Lap 2, still Vlasic out front in the 44, out by about 1/10 of a second on Kenny Hare. Mason Anderson in the 4A has had a great stretch through the summer months here, really finding a lot of confidence, and now he's got to challenge himself on Humberstone tonight. We'll see what the Chucky Doll number 4 machine can do tonight, halfway at the stripe. Still Vlasic out front ahead of Kenny Hare. Kenny Hare 0.6 of a second back that last time by the stripe, looking to close here as the track is definitely widening out from what we saw on Father's Day. Looking good. 2 to go. Bunny rabbit ears twirling above the field as they cross the start-finish line. At a corner number 4, white flag gonna wave on Craig Vlasic. He's got the Queenston Chev 44 machine working well. Cuse keeping the pressure on Kenny Hare for that 2nd spot. Anderson doing a good job kind of on his own there in 4th, and Roussel, your pole sitter, is currently riding in 5th. Checkers are gonna wave, and Craig Vlasic, we'll see him first. Vlasic wins it over Kenny Hare, Sean Cuse, Mason Anderson, and Blair Roussel. They fire at the cone out of 4 together. Ellis doesn't get really going all that well. Hardy gets a great jump, and the real benefactor is Pagnotta in the 2EZ, who's gonna go from the outside of row number 1 up to 2nd in one stretch. Ellis dropping back through the field. Hardy leads down the back straightaway into number 3 and 4. The corners go the field. Easy, the 2EZ that is, of Pagnotta. Working all over the back of the 7C of Hardy. LaRock is there in 3rd. Then it's the 38S of Iftati working over Beals in the 71. Ellis trying to not slip off the high banking through 1 and 2. Hoskins is going to drive by there, make a pass towards the back half of the field. Meanwhile, battle shaping up out front. Cole Hardy has the lead for now, but for how long? Pagnotta working his way right in the tire tracks of that 7C. The 2EZ works down the back straightaway, loses a car length up off of the corner, down into 3 and 4 goes Cole Hardy. Out of 4. Hardy sees the halfway mark at the finish line and is comfortably in front right now. Good battle from about 4th on back, as if Toddy has the 4th spot. Lubeck is trying to find his way by Beals for 5th, and one of them, or if not all of them, might just get ahead of each other. Beals having a look now at Iftati. He backs out of it into corner 4. Lubeck gives him a shot in the rear end. And coming to 2 to go now. Hardy still out front. The battle we're watching is for 4th place. The 38S of Iftati has taken that spot away from Beals. They're going single file now. Lubeck is fast, trying to find a way through. Once again, gives a little love tap to the 71 of Beals. Could be 3 wide here. Thinking better of it is Lubeck. White flag waves on our leader, Cole Hardy. Hardy leads. Pagnotta, LaRock up from the back of the pack to 3rd. Iftati rides there in 4th. Beals on the inside trying to fight with Lubeck. Lubeck trying to battle with Iftati. A little too high goes Lubeck. Out of corner number 4, here comes your leader. Checkers in the air for Cole Hardy. He wins heat number 2 of the Bosch Car Services mini stocks, winning it over Pagnotta. LaRock, Iftati hangs on to 4th, and Lubeck gets 5th. 6 laps for the Mod Lights. They roll off like this. Ryan Anderson in the 44 out of Port Colborne is on pole. To his outside out of Port Colborne as well is the 26 of RJ Pitts. Sean Iftani out of Welland lines up the 27 in 3rd. Rob Meisner 4th out of Welland. Leroy Buscombe in the 71 starts 5th out of Welland. And Cohen Corbett going shotgun on the field in the 32 machine. Last time here at Humberstone, Leroy Buscombe broke through for his first win in the Tender Cut Meets Mod Lights. Right now, everybody's chasing pole sitter Ryan Anderson in the Infinity 44. He's out front, but for how long? Here comes RJ Pitts, making his move to the outside, not able to hang on to it. Rob Meisner in the 6S dropped a couple spots after he rolled up the racetrack wide. Out of corner number 4, Anderson still in control, has about a car length and a half on RJ Pitts at the stripe. Into 1 and 2. If Toddy has taken over the 3rd spot, comfortably riding away with that one. Buscombe up 1 spot over Corbett, and the 6S of Meisner halfway at the stripe, and it's still Anderson out front. Ryan Anderson, oh, a little bobble there. RJ Pitts has to jump on it. Couldn't make the pass as he wanted to run the outside line, and that's where Anderson's bobble took him through 1 and 2. Pitts still winding it up on the outside, putting the pressure on with 2 to go. Can he make the move this time into 1 and 2? Has a look to the outside, gets alongside Anderson. Pitts up high, trying to get the power down, not able to get it down out of the corner. He'll try to set it up into 3 and 4. If Toddy is closing on the top 2, as is Buscombe, as the white flag waves on this field. Anderson still out front. The 26 of Pitts pulls alongside into 1. RJ Pitts trying to make it stick on the outside. They're side by side out of corner number 2. Edging ahead is the 26, but Anderson still has the preferred inside line through 3 and 4. He bobbles. RJ Pitts is going to take it. Steals it on the last lap, wins it over Ryan Anderson. Sean F. Toddy is 3rd. Leroy Buscombe, Cohen Corbett, and I believe that's Rob Meisner, but it might also be Riley Slider. We'll get confirmation who's in the 6S tonight. Brent Bigelow has been on 1 tear in this Mod Light division. Has 5 straight wins over at Merrittville in him. We'll see what he can do tonight here. Green flag waves. Trying to make a move to the lead early is Randy Giroux in the 6. Power move, and he'll go to the lead as Cornish is 3 wide down the back straightaway with Watson and the 16 of Bigelow. Out of corner number 4, lap 1 goes to the Savage Race chassis number 6 of Randy Giroux. Up on the outside, Chris Perry trying to keep it on the high banks of Humberstone, but he is going to slide back 2 spots as Brent Bigelow moves himself forward, also piloting a Savage Race chassis entry tonight. Chris Watson up to 3rd, riding there where he started right now. Randy Giroux still pacing this field. Good to see him back up north of the border. Has been attending school down at UNOH, doing some modified racing, some UMP modified racing down stateside, you might call it. And it has been enjoying learning the craft of working on race cars. 2 laps to go, and Randy Giroux out front. I do miss seeing Randy in the old Canadian Tire 24 ride from back when I started at Merrittville Speedway, but whatever numbers on the car, I'm sure Randy is just happy to be out there and pacing the field the way he is. White flag waves, and Randy Giroux in control over Brent Bigelow. Chris Watson, ooh, Chris Perry there grabs a little bit of the outside retaining wall off of corner number 4, but that car appears to be okay, and he'll hang on to it. But into 3 and 4 for the final time. Here comes Randy Giroux to see the checkers in the Savage Race chassis machine. Wins it over Brent Bigelow, Chris Watson, Chris Perry, and the 291 of Dave Cornish. 8 laps the distance as we get ready to roll in the Southern Ontario Sprints. Matt Farnham on pole. He punches it out of corner 4 and leads them. Sean Evans has a little bobble there as Westbrook also washes up the racetrack. Farnham quickly getting away from this field tonight. Sean Evans trying to use the high line to get some momentum back in the Instapanel Styes Trevis Service 87X, while Westbrook moving his way forward through the field as well. Westbrook started 4th, up to 3rd, getting the best of Ryan Turner on the initial start of this one. Farnham in the Fiberworks 7NY still pacing this field. Evans closing the gap, and look at him go! Riding the outside of this racetrack perfectly, closes to within a car length on our leader. Here comes Westbrook. Farnham struggling at the front of this field. Farnham into turn 1. Evans gets the better of him, and to the outside goes Sean Evans looking for the lead. Sean Evans in the 87X He goes to the point into 3 and 4. Farnham trying to fight back on the inside. Halfway at the stripe. It's all Sean Evans out front. Then Matt Farnham. Westbrook. Oh, Evans bites it. He goes too high. And he'll drop back to third, maybe even another spot as Ryan Turner quickly closes on the 87X. The heroics around the outside bit the 87 that time. And now Westbrook has the next shot at Farnham. Evans still trying to push it around the outside through 1 and 2. Farnham slips up and Westbrook is there. 2 laps to go at the stripe. Into corner 1. Westbrook works down low in the 47X. The 7NY of Farnham still pacing this field but has less than a half car length. Westbrook looking to throw the slider through 3 and 4. Crossover inbound. White flag waves. And it's Westbrook back out front. Westbrook to the lead now. Farnham. Turner hanging on to third as Evans has dropped yet another spot. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Here comes Dylan Westbrook. He wins it in the True North Bet Nitro 54 47X over Matt Farnham, Ryan Turner, Sean Evans, Tyler Pallas, Alan Downey, and Jamie Turner complete the field of 7 cars in heat number 1. Green flag waves. Bowman gets a good jump. Dryden in his tire tracks. Brown struggles through the corner. And Dryden is off, and he'll drop more than a few spots back as Phillips tries to take advantage now for the 4th spot. Dryden rides the escalator back towards the back half of the field. Then it's Bowman. Brown leading the field. Liam Martin up to 3rd after starting 4th, taking advantage of the mistake from the 12 double D. Now Dryden fights back and gets underneath Phillips. He'll take away the 4th spot. Bowman still outpacing this field. Dryden back up to 3rd now. He's on a march back forward as he makes the move on Liam Martin. The 12 double D is back to P3. Liam Martin in the Nitro 54 number 9 machine fights back on the outside into corners 1 and 2, but he slides up the racetrack, and Travis Cunningham is going to drive off the high side as well, and he'll drop back a spot. Bowman at the half sees the lead shrinking as Dryden gets by Brown now. Darren Dryden is on the move, trying to track down Mike Bowman. Here comes Darren Dryden in the 12 double D. We'll keep an eye at the front of the field. Slipping up through 1 and 2. Bowman surrenders the lead, and here comes Darren Dryden now. Dryden your leader as he's going to see 2 laps to go around Humberstone. The HumberviewParts.ca 12 double D of Darren Dryden pacing the field around the bottom side of the racetrack. It's Dryden from Bowman, Brown, Martin, Phillips. Hughes starting to fall back into the clutches of Cunningham. White flag waves on the field. Final time around. Here comes the 12 double D. Darren Dryden into 3 and 4. He rolls the bottom. Bowman opens the door. Brown trying to take advantage. Darren Dryden wins heat number 2 over Mike Bowman. Then the 10 of Brown, Liam Martin, the 21 of Phillips. Then it's Hughes and Cunningham. Then it is Tom Princiana out of Columbus, New Jersey in the 32, Justin Sharp out of St. Catharines in the 8S, and Nathan Peaty from Ridgeway starts shotgun on the field in the 23N out of Ridgeway. Field works into 1 and 2. Princiana has a problem. He bobbles and he'll drop towards the back of the field. Out in front, Cody McPherson leads lap number 1. Senek trying to follow suit. Mason looking to take away that 2nd spot from Brett Senek. Senek in the Sterling Lubricants ride, representing sponsors here tonight. Also want to give a shout out to Leon's and the Brick. Got some representatives from them here in the house at Humberstone. Mason still trying to fight to the inside of Senek. Senek not giving him anything down on the bottom side. Kind of riding a middle groove, showing just enough to the inside, and now Mason gets a tire alongside, and they'll be side by side down the Max straightaway as they get ready to come back to the front stretch. Mason bobbles. He's going to surrender that spot halfway at the stripe for this field of 8 cars in the Dirt Car Sportsman. Cody McPherson down the Max straightaway has opened up about a 5 to maybe 7 car length gap ahead of Senek, who's now breaking away from Nelson Mason. Chad Chevalier's moved up one spot. He finds himself in 4th in the Rick's Delivery number 12 ride. Mateo Panante Jr. is riding in 5th, and Justin Sharp, who went to Victory Lane last time the Sportsmen were here on Father's Day, rides in 6th. 2 laps to go, and Cody McPherson is outpacing this field. White flag waves on the Willard Concrete and Trucking black and green winning machine for Cody McPherson. Mr. Dirt trying to defend the title here tonight. Has done a good job so far on the Western Tour. Looks to continue his winning ways. Checkers in the air. It's Cody McPherson over Brett Senek, Nelson Mason, Chad Chevalier, and Mateo Panante Jr. round out the top 5. Noah Mamo in the 3N will start 4th. Taylor Vanderzen out of Fenwick starts the 74 in 5th spot. Adam Leslie sees the green in 6th. Matt Sharp is 7th. Tyler Buchalski rolls off in 8th. And we've got a 3-car battle shaping up for the lead down the back straightaway, as Friesen doing his best job to try to pace this field, but hasn't been able to clear Bleach. Now will do so at the finish line. Into corner 1, here comes the GSR 108 of Billy Bleach Jr. trying to find his way back through the field. Friesen. Problems for Noah Mamo. He's off the pace, and he's going to spin it up off the corner through 3 and 4, and it does not appear that there's going to be a yellow. Now there it is, the yellow for the 3N of Mamo. We'll see if he can get it rolling here without assistance from the tow crews. Noah Mamo rejoins at the back of the pack after his spin. Green flag back in the air. Friesen is away from Bleach. Vanderzen trying to take away the 3rd spot from Smith. They're side by side, still side by side for the lead down the back straightaway, and into 3 and 4 on the outside. There goes Billy Bleach Jr. James Friesen on the inside, trying to cover up the outside spot. The 108 of Bleach. Still working to the outside is Bleach, but he'll settle back in line as Friesen is clear to the lead. Vanderzen, meanwhile, is gotten by Terry Smith, and he takes the 3rd spot away. Field sees halfway at the stripe. Noah Mamo has taken it pit side in the 3N. Some more issues for that machine, and he will go back in and finish 7th in this one. Meanwhile, Friesen out front, looking strong. Again, Friesen got bit by the cushion the last time around Merrittville Speedway, coming to the Checkers, and surrendered a win in the Western Tour Region Dirt Car Sportsman event at Merrittville. Now he's trying to hold off the 108 of Bleach, who gives him a little lean on into 1 and 2. Coming to the white flag this time, and Bleach is still trying to find a way past Friesen. Friesen works to the outside through 3 and 4. Bleach, here he comes. Bleach noses ahead at the stripe. Friesen's gonna have to wind it up through 1 and 2 if he wants to clear Bleach. Have to be careful. That's top side of 2 has bitten more than a few drivers in multiple series thus far. Into 3 and 4. Friesen puts the squeeze on him. Bleach tries to point it down the hill, and at the stripe, James Friesen holds off Billy Bleach Jr. Taylor Vanderzen in his 3rd, Terry Smith 4th, and the 15 of Adam Leslie rounds out your top 5. Then it's Doug Walsh Jr. out of Fort Erie in the 49, and Jeff Panante out of Ridgeway in the 66. Starts shotgun on the field. Field fires into corner number 1, and it's Curtis Friesen riding the momentum from last night. He goes to the lead tonight here in Humberstone in this heat early tonight. The Regents College 68 pointed the right direction right now, pacing this field. Jay Mallory couldn't catch Friesen last night. We'll see if Mallory has something for him here tonight in this heat. Rickner doing a good job of holding on to the 3rd spot. Hawkins dropping back through the field as Vigneri has gotten past the 25. Rob Pitts in the 69 machine has that ride up to 5th spot. Curtis Friesen still out front. Good battle shaping up. Oh, 1 car around. It's Chris Hawkins in the middle of 1 and 2. The 25 pointed the wrong direction, and the caution waves for Smooth talking. Chris Hawkins, the 25 machine, looped it in the middle of 1 and 2. Pitts, Panunte, Walsh, and Hawkins rejoins at the back of the pack. 8 cars still on the racetrack. 4 laps to go. Green flag. Around the outside, Mallory trying to nose ahead to the lead. They're 3 wide for third as Pitts sticks his nose down there. And Vigneri, meanwhile, has taken away third spot from Rickner. Meanwhile, Mallory still trying to get that lead away from Friesen. Friesen giving him room on the high side. Mallory sails it in on the outside, back on the inside. Oh, Kyle Rickner is off on the high side. He's gonna try to rejoin at the back of the field. Meanwhile, we've got, looks like the 26 gonna roll to the pit side. Still a battle for the lead with 3 laps to go. Mallory now takes it away from Curtis Friesen into 1 and 2. And the yellow flag's gonna wave for Kyle Rickner, who's come to a stop on the back straightaway. Green flag back in the air. Mallory does not get going. Curtis Friesen getting used up on the restart by Pitts and Vigneri, who those two were leaning on each other. Oh, contact! Vigneri's around off the nose of Jeff Panunte, and Walsh spins to try to avoid further incident. And we've got a parking lot in the middle of turn 2. The control car can fire between the cones out of 3 and 4. 2 laps to go. Curtis Friesen trying to get back to the Mallory, who had to jump on the brakes to avoid hitting the back bumper. Rickner leaning on Bob Pitts, and Chris Hawkins around the outside. Is there 3 wide? More contact between Rickner and Pitts. These two leaning on each other all race long. White flag waves on Mallory. It's Mallory, Friesen, Hawkins up to third after his early spin. Rickner gets back by Pitts. Those two have been trading positions, trading paint. Green checkers are in the air, and it's Jay Mallory, the mongrel, getting the win. 1 car missing from this one. Appears to be the Jim Lampman 28 ride. Green flag in the air, and Bleach and Pellrine already doing battle, and they're already 3 wide for the lead down the back straightaway. Well, Pete Reed, the crazy alien lift, he gives a little break to Zach Bleach. Well, Bleach going back to the inside, can't fight off Kyle Pellrine, and Pellrine takes the lead on the opening lap. Dinning washing up the racetrack. Bleach in trouble of dropping a spot to the 108. Jason Fontaine trying to work his way through, got the monkey off the back over at Merrittville Speedway with a big win last night. Now trying to celebrate his birthday with back-to-back street stock wins. Wouldn't that be the ultimate gift? Oh, Ryan Dinning is around in the middle of 1 and 2, but he's going to get it back righted and will continue on. Good on the number 8 machine. Kyle Pellrine still out in front. Took the win at Merrittville 2 weeks ago. 2 features ago, I should say, last weekend. Pete Reed won the last time the street stocks were here on Father's Day. Sees the halfway, just a nose ahead of Zach Bleach. Bleach around the outside in the 108Z machine, trying to go back towards the front. After starting on pole, he's hanging on to second, but for how long, as Reed and Fontaine are both closing on that 108Z. 3 laps to go for Kyle Pellrine in the Roberts Electric 47X. Reed leaning on Bleach. Bleach washes up the track. Now Fontaine having a look to the inside for third on Bleach. 2 laps to go this time when the field crosses. Battle is on for second. Reed now has it. Bleach wants it back. And the 1J of Fontaine wants to get them both. And he might just do that as he dives to the inside through 1 and 2. They're 3 wide for second. Here comes Jason Fontaine into 3 and 4. The 1J on the inside trying to make something happen here at Humberstone. Coming to the white flag. Reed drops back from second to fourth now. Bleach is second, and Fontaine, oh, Fontaine spins out Bleach. Fontaine just overcooked it a little bit into 1 and 2 on the white flag lap. The car jumped to the right. He could not save it, and Zach Bleach ends up spun around And Kyle Pelrine takes the win over Jason Fontaine, Pete Reed, Zach Bleach, Jeff Bean, and Ryan Dinning. Green flag waves on 7. Thunderstocks here. Steve Shaw Sr. out to an early lead. Disher trying to follow suit. He washes up the racetrack. Door opens there for the 28D of Donnie Lampman. Donnie Lampman piloting the Camaro body style here tonight instead of the Monte Carlo that we typically see Donnie in. Speaking of Monte Carlos, Rob Disher doing a good job hanging on to that second spot, but now he's under fire from the Brewster Baker. Here comes Dave Bailey in the Gibbs Action Sport Queenston Chev Transaxle 49 ride, trying to track down the Merlin Magician of Steve Shaw Sr. Shaw away from Bailey. Disher hangs on to third. Then it's Donnie Lampman, Teeple, Sargent, and Overholt. As they run, now the battle for the lead is on. Steve Shaw Sr. has it. Bailey wants it. They work into the low side of 1 and 2. Dave Bailey. He will get by, but Shaw not done battling yet. Shaw still trying to work over the Bailey machine. Halfway at the stripe and is clear to the lead is the 49 machine. Dave Bailey. Bailey from Shaw. Disher now under fire from Donnie Lampman. Metric car versus the Camaro body style for third spot. And Disher having a great run for exclusive imprint. And the 17 still hanging on to that third spot, having fun. Running a limited schedule this year is Robbie Disher. Out in front, Bailey and Shaw really driving away with 2 laps to go. Ooh, a little bit of brush to the outside wall as Disher now gets back to the back bumper of Donnie Lampman, trying to take third spot back. He's in trouble now of losing the 4th spot. Oh, John Overholt's gonna go for a loop. Coming to the white flag for the 96-0. He's gonna go a lap down probably this lap as he gets it righted. Bailey still out front, driving away from Shaw. Then it's Donnie Lampman, Rob Disher. Here comes Ken Sargent for the 4th spot. Sargent's gonna get underneath Disher. He'll take away the 4th spot into 3 and 4. Checkers wave on Dave Bailey. He wins it over Steve Shaw. Donnie Lampman. Oh, wild ride there as Disher pops him up and bicycles after hitting the wall, trying to pedal it to the line to keep pace with Sargent. He'll hang on to it.
Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. Our savory pasticides can be prepared any way you like. Serve warm or chilled, as a main or as a side. Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. Create your way to great taste.
Early man discovered fire, but Quick Wick perfected fire. Quick Wick is the only fire starter that guarantees to start your campfire, wood stove, or fireplace without the need for kindling or paper. Find your nearest Quick Wick retailer at quickwick.com.
You're so tasty. Drive me crazy. Crazy. Ain't nothing I can do.
Pedals are down, away we go in the Bosch Car Services Mini Stocks Duel on the Dirt home event number 2 here at Humberstone. Oh, car's already going sideways. Evasive maneuvers taken as LaRock and Vlasic came together, and that stacks up the field while Cuse and Hardy continue to battle for the lead. On the outside works the 7C of Cole Hardy. Hardy doing his best to try to take the lead away from the outside. Looks like damage. I think that's Kenny Hare with the hood up. The whole hood is blown up on the 5K, and he will come to a stop on the outside of turn number 2. Crew quickly scrambling to see if they can get to the 5K of Hare. Kenny Hare, no caution yet as he looks like he's going to try to take it pit side. Major issues for the 5K, but we stay green. Meanwhile, the 7C of Cole Hardy keeps it out front. It's Hardy. Cuse right there, the 7B Bug right there fighting with Hardy. Anderson is third. 4 wide down the front stretch, and around the outside comes the 14L of Lubeck. Stephen Ellis has the 124 off, and he's heading pit side. If Toddy almost goes around off the bumper of Beals. Good racing from about 4th on back. Vlasic side by side with Lubeck. Pagnotta in the 2EZ. Rides there in the 6th spot. Beals trying to move back. Looks like the Kenny Hare 5K machine has been able to move back onto the racetrack. And he'll try to make up some time on this field. Battle continues at the front between Cole Hardy and Cuse. Cuse not letting Hardy get away. Anderson running well in the 4, riding there in 3rd. He washes up the racetrack a little bit. Vlasic, meanwhile, trying to track down that 4 car for the 3rd spot. John Lubeck up to 5th. He rides there under fire from the 2EZ of Pagnotta. Then it's the 71 Queenston ride of Rick Beals. Olivier Larocque trying to fight his way back forward. Anderson washes up the racetrack, surrenders that 3rd spot to the 44 of Vlasic, as we've got 9 to go, coming to 8 laps to go this time. Cole Hardy in front. Then it's Sean Cuse, Craig Vlasic, Mason Anderson, John Lubeck. Single file and now starting to settle down amongst the top 10. And we will see halfway at the stripe, Cole Hardy. Still seeing a little bit of a challenge from the 7B of Cuse. Cuse is running about a half lane lower than Hardy is. Looks like the 88's got issues. The 88 of Conway went off on the high side of 2, and he's gonna come back down a lap down now and get it rolling once again. With a Winfield 67 out of Port Colborne, Roger Winfield gonna go a lap down to our leaders now as well. Lap traffic starting to be a factor as they're stacking them up 4 wide on the front stretch again. Pagnotta backs out of it. Anderson trying to get back by Lubeck, not able to do it. Conway goes off the racing surface once again in 1 and 2. Looks like he might just take it to the pits this time. Hardy, Cuse, 5 laps to go. Vlasic is 3rd. Lubeck up to 4th. Ooh, Anderson caught a piece of the outside wall down the front stretch there in the 4 car. Chucky going for a ride. Now getting leaned on by Beals as here comes Olivier Larocque trying to go forward as well. Up at the front, Cuse still keeping Hardy honest. Let's focus on these top 2 with 4 to go. Down the back straightaway, Cole Hardy in the 7C has about a half car length advantage on Cuse. Cuse appears to be able to close right up, especially here in 3 and 4. Gets alongside now, and the battle is on for the lead. Off the corner, though, Hardy gets a great drive off and is able to clear the 7B once again. Down the back straightaway, focusing on the leaders, the 7C and the 7B. Lap traffic in front of them. One of the cars is the 37 of Hoskins, or excuse me, that's the 32L of Lyons that's in front of these leaders. Conway moves out of the way. Lyons trying to stay out of the way as Cole Hardy works to put him a lap down. Coming to the white flag this time. Cuse works to the inside through 3 and 4. The bug is working over Hardy. White flag waves one more time around. Does Cuse have anything left in the tank? Can he make the bold move? He's got to stay with them out of a 1 and 2. That is where Hardy's been able to beat him most of the time, but into 3 and 4, Cuse has been faster. Hardy drives it in. Cuse backs up the corner, trying to get to the inside. At the checkers, Cole Hardy gets the win over Sean Cuse. Craig Vlasic, John Lubeck will finish 4th, and Vincent Pagnotta in the 2EZ rounds out your top 5. Cole back to full time this year after battling health problems the last few years, and now finds himself a winner yet again in the mini stocks. Give a call. There he is, the Cole Hardy 7C in Quick Lick Victory Lane. Up on top of the machine doing the pose. Ken Block quote on the back here: if you're not scared, you're not going fast enough. How scared were you that Cuse was going to get to you? Because you guys put on a heck of a battle between the 2 7 machines at the front of this field, Cole.
Man, even when we made it to redraw, it was when I picked second again, and then later on he picked first. It was the same thing 2 weeks ago, but The track was wet, it wasn't in my favor, and tonight I kept looking on my inside and he was still there, and I was like, man, I gotta push it a little bit harder. I don't care if it's the chips just keeps binging at me to stop, I'm gonna keep going, and it finally paid off, and I've been racing at this track for around 9 years now. I got 2 championships, and this is my first win. So it just means so much.
Yeah, that is right. I remember you telling us on the Southern Ontario Dirt Show you somehow won some championships without finding victory lane, but now you get the win. Who do you got to thank for it?
Oh man, first of all, I got to thank my wife and my 2 kids. We actually had my daughter's birthday party today. I wasn't going to race tonight. My wife said, you know what, you're going to race. And I couldn't be here without her. And all my sponsors, Kenny Upol, James Tattoos, Remax, BNT Customs, Apex. Oh, there's just so many to name, like my parents, everybody that ever helped me get here.
Congratulations, Cole Hardy. You got $500 to go and spend on one heck of a birthday gift. I'll say that much there. Getting ready to rock and roll again now with the mod lights. The Tender Cuts mod lights up next. Flag is up, pedals are down, away we go, and the Tender Cut meets mod lights here at Humberstone. Giroux and Pitts battle for the lead into corners 1 and 2. Anderson trying to get past Bigelow. Down the back straightaway, Bigelow on the outside, and Anderson on the inside. Brent Bigelow around the outside, trying to take over the 3rd spot, and will do so. But lap 1 goes to Randy Giroux. Giroux leads from Pitts, then Bigelow, Anderson. Bigelow now moving up on Pitts. They'll be side by side into corners 1 and 2. Around the outside, Pitts trying to keep the power down, but Bigelow power spy in the Savage Racing chassis entry. Car owned by Josh Slater for Brent Bigelow. Slater not here tonight, piloting his typical C17 machine is Chris Perry out of Hamburg, New York. You can see him riding towards the back in 9th currently. At a 3 and 4, Brent Bigelow with a power move to the lead. He blows by Randy Giroux. Giroux trying to fight back in the Savage Race Chassis number 6 machine. Can't do it. And now Brent Bigelow trying to run away and hide from the field. Bigelow has 5 straight wins in the mod lights over at Merrittville. 7 wins on the season for that 16 machine. Battle shaping up for the 4th spot. Leroy Buscombe trying to take it away from the 44 of Anderson. Anderson on the outside has the Infinity Truck and Auto Limited machine sliding back a spot after the Queenston Chev 71 moves past. Good moves there from Leroy Buscombe to take it up yet another spot. It's Bigelow leading, Giroux, Pitts, Buscombe, Anderson. Cheeseburger Iftati rides there in 6th position, while Chris Watson rides in 7th in the 07. Bigelow starting to really drive away out front in this one. Almost a full straightaway advantage. Eight laps on the board. Field starting to get pretty strung out in this one. Bigelow leads. Giroux still riding there in 2nd. Buscombe is on the move. He's starting to catch that 26 of RJ Pitts for the 3rd spot. Last time by at the stripe, they were separated by just over a second. Or excuse me, just under half a second. Halfway at the stripe this time, and Buscombe still working to close that gap. Gap is down to 0.3 of a second in that battle for the 3rd spot. Here comes Buscombe. He really has got this mod light figured out here at Humberstone. Did a good job winning it from starting towards the front of the field last time they were here. This time he's had to work his way forward. Dropped a couple spots off the initial start of it from his 5th starting spot. Worked back forward. Now is trying to work forward once again to take away 3rd from Pitts. Hasn't been able to track him down yet. That is the tightest battle on the racetrack right now for the 3rd spot. Bigelow leads. Then it's the 6. The 26 of Pitts. The 71 of Buscombe. Randy Giroux just kind of floating there on an island by himself, not really making any inroads towards Bigelow, but not really falling back into the clutches of Pitts at all, who's still playing defense from Buscombe as Buscombe continues to try to shrink that advantage. Anderson now coming under fire from Sean Iftati, and Iftati looking to take away the 5th position from Anderson. He'll do so. No, Anderson crosses him back across on the outside. Iftati. Anderson surrenders the 5th spot. Buscombe falling off the back bumper of the 26 of Pitts. 5 laps left to go here. Now it'll be 4 to go at the stripe for Brent Bigelow, who's just really running away with it on a Sunday night drive here tonight. Has full control of the field. Bigelow, Giroux, Pitts, Buscombe, Iftati. That is the top 5 as they run. Coming to 2 laps to go this time. It's 2 to go for the Savage Race Chassis entry of Brent Bigelow. Whatever the Savage Race guys got up to, that 16 machine is a perfect piece. Maybe a couple of mechanical gremlins early in the season, but since June, this thing has been almost unstoppable. Brent Bigelow driving forward, has put Cornish a lap down. Up next will be the Rob Meisner 6S that he has to put a lap down, and he'll do so into 3 and 4 for the final time. Here comes Brent Bigelow to win it. He grabs the feature win in the Tender Cut Meets Mod Lights, winning it over Randy Giroux, RJ Pitts, Leroy Buscombe, and Sean Iftati. The man they call Cheeseburger finishes out your top 5. And with a car this good, what's one more win? Here comes Brent Bigelow at the top of the vehicle, knocking over his check. There you go, buddy. You'll figure it out. You're good. Brent, a rocket ship once again for this 16 machine. Just talk to us about the drive, what you felt on the racetrack, and just how good this thing is.
Yeah, it started out bad with that draw, and we drew tail in that second heat, and we had lots of work to do. I had to get in that redraw, but yeah, it was tough to pass in the heat, but the track's smooth. Terry Vince and his whole team did a good job rebounding from 2 weeks ago. It was a lot better, a lot smoother. Grip top, grip low. So hats off to those guys and his whole team. And yeah, these guys here on this Savage chassis, they just keep digging and digging, and they've built a hell of a piece. And I'm just lucky to have fun and drive it and hope for many more.
Congratulations, there he is. Brent Bigelow, a winner once again in the Mod Lights. Flags are up, pedals are down, away we go in the Southern Ontario Sprints. Dylan Westbrook fires it into corner number 1. He washes up the racetrack. Ryan Turner shot out of a cannon. He's trying to take second away from the 12 Double D of Dryden. Good racing so far in this one. Westbrook, Dryden, Turner, Brown. Liam Martin up to 5th. Dryden's going to drop that 2nd spot, and here comes Ryan Turner. Those two battling. The 90 of Travis Cunningham taking it to Pitt's side after taking the green. Westbrook, Turner, Dryden, Brown. Battles on between Farnham and Martin. Brown to the inside of Dryden there. Side by side, working each other over. Mitch Brown gonna go to P3. Darren Dryden fast in the early part of the night. Was an absolute rocket in his heat to win it after having an issue. Seems like the speed isn't quite there yet in this one, as 4 laps are on the board now. Westbrook, Turner, Brown, Dryden. Matt Farnham is sitting inside the top 5 after moving up from row number 4. And he's continuing his march forward, closing on the 12 3M ride of Darren Dryden. It's Westbrook up front, then Turner, Brown, Dryden, Farnham. Liam Martin trying to move forward on the Nitro 54 Creative Edge number 9 machine. summer tire as well on the wing for that 9 machine. Dylan Westbrook at the stripe. His lead now a 1.5 seconds as Ryan Turner picked up 3/10 on leader Westbrook there. Through 1 and 2. This lap, Westbrook picks up a 0.7 seconds as Westbrook has turned up the wick here, almost as if he heard me. Turner, meanwhile, kind of riding on an island by himself. One car tipped over on its side. I believe that might be the 87X of Sean Evans, and we have a red flag out in this one. Red flag for one car over in turn number 2. Slow roller for the 87X of Sean Evans puts us under red. See if we can't get the car righted and see how much damage there is to that 87X Insta panels. RaceMed on it. And from my vantage point, doesn't appear to be all that much damage to the 87X. Maybe he might be able to continue on rolling in this one. Dylan Westbrook is in control of this one. Green flag waves. Popping a wheelie is Ryan Turner trying to keep pace with the 47X. Farnham's working over Liam Martin on this initial start. Now he set his sights on Dryden. Look at the battle for 4th shaping up. Matt Farnham in the 7NY ride down low. Dryden around the outside. Westbrook continues to lead at the front of this field. It's Westbrook from Turner. Brown, Dryden, and Farnham. Into 3 and 4. Darren Dryden working his way to the outside, trying to set his sights on Brown. Mitch Brown now seeing trouble on both sides as Farnham had a look to the inside, but Dryden is still working to his outside. Mitch Brown in trouble of surrendering that 3rd spot, slides up in front of Dryden to cover up the spot. Keeping an eye on that 3rd place battle as Bowman and Martin are tangling there for the 6th position. Mike Bowman trying to break back inside the top 5 for the first time tonight after he started 6th. Brown still hanging on to 3rd. Westbrook still your leader. It's Dylan Westbrook in control over Ryan Turner. Battle is raging on for 3rd. Mitch Brown on the inside has it. Darren Dryden on the outside wants it. Hasn't been able to put the move together as we see halfway at the stripe this time. Halfway home. The 47X is still in control of this one. Ryan Turner rides there in 3rd. Mitch Brown doing a good job playing defense from Darren Dryden, who's now trying to attack on the bottom side of the racetrack after the high side has proved not to work out for the 12 double D. Liam Martin, he's still using the high side, but hasn't been able to use it to get back by Mike Bowman as of yet. Dylan Westbrook, Ryan Turner, Mitch Brown, Dryden starting to fall back towards Matt Farnham, who's having a good run inside the top 5, and now trying to go to 4th is Matt Farnham. Here comes the 7NY ride to the inside of Darren Dryden, keeping an eye on those two as they exit off of 4. Farnham down low in the 7, the 12 up on the outside, has it wound up, and it looks like Dryden's gonna almost dip it off the corner. That got awfully close as they still battle for the 4th spot. Westbrook has opened up a 3.4 second advantage over Ryan Turner. Mitch Brown still rides comfortably in 3rd. Tyler Powell is starting to attack Liam Martin. That battle is on for 7th. And the 7NY still working against Darren Dryden there for the 3rd spot. Westbrook has put the 87X of Sean Evans down a lap. This will be 5 to go at the stripe for Dylan Westbrook, who's out on a Sunday night cruise here at Humberstone. It's Westbrook, Turner, Brown, Dryden, Farnham. Farnham falling back off of Dryden just a little bit. Dryden's gone back to the top side. They continue to work towards the back half of the top 5. Things really starting to spread out here as lap traffic has become a factor. Westbrook's lead has shrunk to 2.2 seconds, but I don't know if there's enough time without a caution for Ryan Turner to get there. We'll see if he can erase some more time here. Lead stays at 2.2 to go. Westbrook works around Jamie Turner. Excuse me, that's Jeremy Hughes. He puts a lap down. Turner will be next. 2 laps to go. The Bunny Rabbits wave from the top of the finish line. The starter stand has him twirling, and this time Dylan Westbrook will see the white flag. The points leader looking to extend this points lead as he works for the final time around Humberstone Speedway in the Southern Ontario Sprints. Westbrook leads down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 for the final time. Here he comes. Dylan Westbrook wins the Southern Ontario Sprints event here at Humberstone and picks up an extra $3,000. Ryan Turner is second, Mitch Brown third, Darren Dryden fourth, Matt Farnham brings it home in fifth. And Dylan Westbrook's dominance continues in the Southern Ontario Sprints. He grabs the checkered. He'll come out around in front to quick victory lane. And how about a little climb on top of the wing first? There he is, Dylan Westbrook. Dylan, it's been a monster year for this 47X on the Southern Ontario Sprints. Talk to us about the drive here tonight and extending your points lead in the series.
Yeah, tonight we've been doing really good lately. Tonight is the first time we really had to run the bottom of the track this year, but made a couple adjustments and we rolled the bottom really good. Real happy with how the car went and everything, and yeah, just a great night for us and the team.
And who do you have to thank for the great performance and the great performance all year long?
We got to thank Miles and the whole Hills Racing team for helping me out, all my sponsors and crew, family, everyone who helps get me here every week.
Dylan Westbrook, a winner here tonight in the Southern Ontario Sprints, picks up the big check, the big win. Flags are up, pedals are down, away we go in the Sterling Lubricants Dirt Car Sportsman Western Region Tour event at Humberstone. Into 1 and 2, field staying mostly orderly. Bouncing around at the back of the pack is the 49 of Walsh, At a corner 4, Billy Bleach Jr. will lead the opening lap. Van der Zanden still working to the high side, trying to come up with a way around the 108 for the lead. He'll settle back into line. Meanwhile, Cody McPherson is lurking there in the Willard Concrete and Trucking number 7 machine. Everybody chasing Billy Bleach Jr. in the GSR 108 ride. Billy Bleach Jr. on the inside, driving away. Now McPherson puts the moves on Van der Zanden. Meanwhile, Van der Zanden's teammate Nelson Mason sits in the 4th spot, and Curtis Friesen, trying to move his way forward after he started 4th, has lost 1 spot so far. Single file amongst the front 7. Jay Mallory, Terry Smith, and Chris Hawkins all doing battle. The 20, 25, and 22 machines working to 3 and 4 all over one another. 30 laps will be the distance here tonight in the Sportsman event. McPherson starting to work towards Billy Bleach Jr. Bleach Jr. running the GSR 108 colors tonight. Found himself all torn up after an event at Merrittville Speedway. Good to see the car back together and looking fine tonight. But here comes the black and green winning machine for Cody McPherson. Tyler Pacholski's taking the 185 pit side. Problems for that machine, the team car to Adam Leslie. That car has not been right all night long, but he does make the start of this one. Van der Zanden still working there in 3rd. James Friesen trying to fight his way back forward, but he's under fire from Brett Senek. Senek started 8th, Friesen started 6th. They currently are battling over the 6th spot. Friesen has it, Senek wants it. Senek representing Sterling Lubricants here tonight. Good job trying to move that machine forward for the sponsor. Meanwhile, at the front, McPherson works to the high side of 1 and 2. Trying to find a way past Billy Bleach Jr., who just continues to ride around the bottom and take away any options that McPherson might have down there. Van der Zanden still lurking there as the Mace Race Motorsports gang doing a good job representing in third and fourth right now. Van der Zanden third, Nelson Mason fourth. Curtis Friesen, last night's winner from Merrittville Speedway, sits in fifth, while Friesen hangs on to sixth away from Senek. Jay Mallory rides in eighth, Chad Chevalier ninth, and Terry Smith is rounding out the top 10 in that 22 ride. Has not been the night that last time we were here's winner. On June 18th, it was Justin Sharp standing in quick victory lane. And the 8S just not quite had it here tonight so far. He's trying to move his way forward. Currently working over the 69 of Rob Pitts. Sharp started in 16th, has moved forward just to 14th for now. Out in front, lap traffic going to start being a factor here as Billy Bleach Jr. approaches the Doug Walsh Jr. 49 machine in 3 and 4. Down the front stretch, they'll go. 49, not really close enough for Bleach to make the move just yet. Billy Bleach Jr. works underneath the 49, trying to put him a lap down. Looks like he'll do so at the halfway point of this event. Cody McPherson trying to keep the gap close. It's a half-second advantage at the stripe this time. We'll see if Walsh slows up McPherson's progress at all as they go down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4. At the stripe now, still just a half-second back is Cody McPherson. Bleach, McPherson, Van der Zanden, Mason, and Friesen. Single file amongst the front 5. Single file pretty much across the top 10. Kyle Rickner working to hold off Mateo Panante Jr. for 11th. That's the tightest battle on the racetrack. Rob Pitts and Justin Sharp are still doing battle, and Adam Leslie has been trying to work his way forward in the Sterling Lubricants St. Amand 15 machine, but hasn't been able to get closer. Now Nathan Peaty goes down a lap to our leaders. McPherson closing in on Billy Bleach Jr. Down the back straightaway, keeping an eye on our lead battle. The 108 of Bleach is still in front, but it is the 7 of McPherson closing ever so much tighter to that back bumper. If Bleach slips up at all, it's going to be McPherson right there to challenge. Coming to 10 laps to go, and Bleach still trying to hang on to the win. McPherson charges into the corner. Door opens up on the high side, or on the low side, excuse me, as the traffic goes to the high side. Princiata, he'll drop back a lap down, and Cody McPherson is there as Billy Bleach Jr. trying to get up off the corner, struggling in that machine. McPherson dives to the outside, battles on for the lead. Bleach has it, McPherson wants it. McPherson around the outside is going to lose a little bit of time doing that, but the bottom line is all plugged up for our leaders. Coming to 7 to go this time, and there's a whole gaggle of lap cars. Looks like the 49 of Walsh takes it into the infield to stay out of trouble. Bleach gonna come quickly to the back bumper of the Reptile Graphics number 47V of Phil Vigneri III. McPherson works to the outside. Bleach still committed to the inside. Lap cars side by side in front of them. The tail end of the field not going to give it up to our leaders, and that is bringing Taylor Van der Zanden back into the battle as well. And that 74 car shaping up to be a good finish here. Into 3 and 4 underneath the 25 is Billy Bleach Jr. trying to put Chris Hawkins a lap down. He'll do so. 5 to go with the stripe now. Chris Hawkins goes a lap down, drives off the racetrack. Not sure if he's going to come back on or if he's taking a pit side. Looks like he is done for the night in the 25 machine. Meanwhile, Bleach now has the 47B to put a lap down. McPherson is still committed to the outside. That is where no lap traffic is, but the drive off the corners just is not there for McPherson on that high side. He's going to try it again, though, through 3 and 4, try to get the run down the hill and get close to Bleach, who's still trying to find a way past the 47 via Vigneri. Vigneri up on the outside. Gonna go a lap down to Bleach now. Ooh, cuts him a little bit close there, and McPherson's gonna have a run for the lead. McPherson coming to 2 to go, trying to set the move up. Bleach will clear the lap traffic, but McPherson is right there and all over the back of Billy Bleach Jr. Vigneri still on the outside of our leaders here. McPherson doing all he can to keep pace with Billy Bleach Jr. Into 3 and 4. The leaders will come to white this time. White flag waves. Whoa, what's problems in turn 1? It's Adam Leslie around. The yellow flag is out and we will have a restart. Adam Leslie goes around and we now will approach overtime. Green-white checkered for the Sportsman. Does McPherson have enough on this restart to get Billy Bleach Jr.? Bleach turns him loose as soon as he hits the restart zone into corner number 1. McPherson dives in on the outside, trying to keep alongside Bleach. Bleach down low. And then it's McPherson on the inside. Into 3 and 4. McPherson sails it in. Look at James Friesen has found his way up to 3rd. White flag waves, and McPherson noses ahead. Bleach is going to have to go on the offense. He can't do it. Now he has the open hole on the low side of turn 2. McPherson leaves the open side. Yellow is out. Oh, we're stacked up in turn number 1. Multiple cars involved in this one. And we'll be headed for another green-white checker finish. Noah Mamo is involved, Jeff Panante, Terry Smith, Matt Sharp, Nathan Peaty involved as well. 5 cars all come together in this one. And Terry Smith not happy with Kyle Rickner. Throws the Hans device. Race fans sitting down towards turn 1. What do you think? Was it a perfect strike? Green flag back in the air, and McPherson, the control car, gets a great launch. Here comes James Friesen. Can James Friesen steal one late? Matt Sharp rejoining at the back of the pack. That car rolling again. McPherson leads from James Friesen. Senek trying to work over Bleach. Bleach riding there in 3rd. A white flag waves on Cody McPherson. Into 1 and 2. McPherson driving away. James Friesen. Brett Senek gets past Billy Bleach Jr. and coming to the checkers. The black and green winning machine keeps it up in the Dirt Car Sportsman Series. Cody McPherson is your winner over James Friesen, Brett Senek, Billy Bleach Jr., and Chad Chevalier nips Taylor Vanderzand at the line for 5th place in an all-time close finish there at the stripe. There he is. Give a call to Cody McPherson. Big win for the Lucky 7. Cody, come on around here. Catching up with Dad, who's coming through the gate there. Cody, talk to me about perseverance, man. You were chasing down Billy Bleach Jr. for what felt like from the green flag, working him over, trying to find a way by, and then eventually you get your chance with a couple late restarts, and then you have to work to hold him off. Talk to us about the drive.
Yeah, you know, Billy had a hell of a run. I said before the race started that I was hoping to get in a second behind him and have a restart so I could just kind of pinch him on the bottom, and because I knew he wasn't going to get on the bottom. He's a smart enough racer, and he didn't miss his mark. He hit the bottom every time, and yeah, that was his race. And fortunately, we got a yellow there, and I was able to just roll the middle, pinch him a little bit, and do the same thing in 3 and 4, get the lead, and yellow came out again. So yeah, it was a good race.
And who do you have to thank for the drive here tonight and the big win?
I couldn't do it without Rick Belante. You know, he works his butt off on this race car. He's there every day with me. Even times I can't be there, he's there. My Aunt Tam, Willer Concrete and Trucking, DQ Falls Brewery, Right Choice Auto and Leisure, Hitchman Trailers, Grandma McPherson, PVM Hydraulics, Summertime Spray Foam, Beaverlock Farms. You know, I got a lot of people that help me out, so I couldn't do it without them.
Congratulations. There's Cody McPherson, your winner here tonight. Green flag is out in the GR Enviro Rail Street Stocks. field thunders into corner number 1, and it's Pete Reed driving away with it. The Crazy Alien starts from pole, and he moves forward. Steve Shaw Sr. trying to hang on to that second spot, under fire from Dinning and Sargent. Reed starting to pull away. Pete Reed knows how to get it done here at Port Colborne. Reed won the last time the Hoosier Stocks were here, the GR Enviro Rail Street Stocks. Has a couple Hoosier Stock wins over at Merrittville on the season. Down the front stretch goes Pete Reed. Shaw, Dinning. Dave Bailey trying to move up through the field. He started 5th up to 4th, trying to work over Ryan Dinning. Meanwhile, Zach Bleach and Ken Sargent are door-to-door into 1 and 2. Down on the bottom side, Pete Reed still in control of this final feature event here in the Street Stocks. Steve Shaw Sr. having a great night in the 96, the Merlin Magician. Holding on to second where he started. Ryan Dinning moved up 1 spot past Sargent and now is under fire from Bailey for that 3rd spot. Dave Bailey's gonna get to the outside of the number 8 and try to make the outside work. Seems like the outside of the racetrack going away on these guys just a little bit. Bailey. Dinning on the bottom. Bailey, the Brewster Baker 49 ride, pulling even for that 3rd spot. Noses ahead into 1 and 2. Dinning drives off. Still hanging on to the 3rd spot. Pete Reed, uncontested so far at the front of this field, has really starting to drive away with it, in control. Reed from Shaw, Dinning, Bailey, and Pelrine. Pete Reed trying to make it 2 for 2 at Humberstone Speedway tonight. 1 back on Father's Day earlier in the year. Coming to the halfway point of this 20-lap feature event. Dinning and Bailey just will not get away from each other. They are still squabbling over the 3rd position. Both drivers racing out of Hagersville. And yellow is out. There's 1 car around in the turn 2 bottom side. That is John Overholt in the 96 O machine. And we have our first caution of the night at the halfway point. Pete Reed has control of the restart, fires it right between the cones. Dinning, oh, contact there with Shaw, and it's Bailey who's gonna benefit from that as he goes around the outside. They're 3 wide for second still. Ryan Dinning on the low side, Shaw in the middle, Bailey is up to P2. Here comes Dave Bailey through the mess. Dinning and Shaw still leaning on each other. The birthday boy, Jason Fontaine, moving his way up through the field. And Zach Bleach is there in the 108 as well. 3 wide for the 4th spot. Look at Fontaine split the middle. He's gonna get into the back of Dinning though as he's trying to advance forward. More contact there as the Merlin Magician getting used up on this restart of the race. Steve Shaw sliding backwards. Meanwhile, everybody's still chasing the Crazy Alien out front. Pete Reed has control of things. Been one of the better drivers in the Thunder Stocks, Street Stocks all year long. And in this duel on the dirt event, he's trying to go 2 for 2 at Humberstone. Dave Bailey, though, is starting to reel him in. Last time by was a half-second advantage. We'll see if Bailey can close in any further than that. Dinning is up to 3rd. Here comes Fontaine to take 4th away from Bleach. Shaw sits in 6th. Pelrine and Sargent are negotiating 7th position. At the stripe, it's going to be Reed losing another 1/10 of a second to Bailey, who closes in on the bottom side of 1 and 2. Bailey working towards Reed. Catching him will be one thing, passing will be another one on this tricky Humberstone track tonight. The groove is certainly narrowed, and if you miss the bottom, you're in trouble. If you can't get underneath anybody, it's going to be hard to make a pass. And speaking of making passes, Jason Fontaine moving forward again, the 1J on his birthday, moving up to P3. Look at Fontaine come through the field. 5 laps to go. Difference is down to 0.3 of a second. Bailey is there. How does he make the move? Is it going to be a bump and run? Will Reed make a mistake? Or will Bailey try something on the high side? He enters a little bit higher through 3 and 4, trying to see if there's any daylight on the low side through the center. Rolls off on the exit a little bit higher, trying to get to the back bumper of Pete Reed. Now he'll do so. Gives him a little love tap that time through 1 and 2 as Bailey works down the back straightaway. Reed gets a great drive off the corners. We've got issues in turn 1 as Robbie Disher goes around for a slide. Looks like he might be able to keep it going though. And we should be able to stay green as the battle's on for the lead. Bailey on the outside. Had a look at Reed, couldn't do it. Coming to the white flag this time in the GR Enviro Rail Street Stocks. Bailey trying to set the move up. He's got one more lap. Excuse me, 2 more laps. No, it should be 1 lap. 1 lap less, that is right. Flagger waved 2 laps ago, but this should be the checkered flag here. Coming to the line. They waved the white flag. That should have been the end of the race, but they're still racing. So there might be 1 more lap here, 1 more shot for Bailey to settle it. Into 3 and 4. Issues with timing and scoring. Checkers in the air. And it's Pete Reed surviving. A little bit of chaos there at the end as our timing and scoring had the race ending 1 lap earlier than it should have. But it's Pete Reed either way winning it over Dave Bailey. Jason Fontaine is 3rd, Ryan Dinning 4th, and Zach Bleach 5th.
The bottom, sticking to the bottom, making sure no one gets underneath me, then worrying about going fast. I figured Dave was coming. I saw a little bit of a blue nose that last lap, and I just kind of, again, stuck to the bottom. I figured I had a little bit more drive off than him, and it worked out. Here we are. So.
And who do you have to thank for another great drive and another win on the year in 2023?
I always got to thank the good Lord above. Got to thank everybody on the side of this car, my crew, Jack, Aaron. My beautiful wife and kids are here for the heat race. A little bit late for them to be out here for this, but yeah, just everybody for coming out, everybody for the support over the years, and big thanks to Astro Transmission. We've had some transmission issues. We actually blew a transmission up last time we won here. Had a couple issues with it a couple weeks ago. We didn't get a transmission back in this thing until about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, so it's working well.
Congrats, there he is, Pete Reed, a winner here at Humberstone Speedway. Thanks, race fans, for making it out for Summer Heat 23.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of GForceTV. GForceTV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.